Welcome to Manifest Anything You Can Imagine podcast, the podcast that empowers you to turn your dreams into reality using the law of attraction. I'm your host, Papi DiNuzzo, and together we'll dive into the mindset, strategies, and energy shifts you need to create the life you've always envisioned. Whether it's health, wealth, happiness, love, relationships, or spirituality, inspired by my transformative book, Manifest Anything You Can Imagine, each episode brings you practical tools, inspiring stories, and bold insights to unlock your limitless potential. Get ready to manifest your greatness, and let's dive in.
Give a fish, teach to fish, delivering hope. A Paying It Forward self-improvement and personal development charitable community outreach initiative. Founded, supported, and funded by DiNuzzo Private Wealth, Inc. Thank you for joining us today. Papi has been spreading his message of positivity to his fellow brothers and sisters in need around the globe. And because of today's technology, he's creating new opportunities in Ghana. He's continuing to work with students in Kenya. And now with his social media launch, you can actually subscribe and see all of the community outreach that he's doing. You can see all the smiles that he's bringing to the faces to his fellow brothers and sisters around the globe. So if you're looking for an inspirational speaker to bring a smile to your face, please book Papi to speak to your organization or book him to speak for free to your nonprofit group that would love to hear his message of hope, inspiration, abundance, and peace of mind. I mentioned earlier that Papi did launch his social media platforms. So if you aren't already subscribed, Papi can be found on TikTok, X, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. So please follow, like, share, and subscribe so that you can assist Papi in promoting his important message of hope and inspiration to his fellow brothers and sisters in need all around the world. Now let's go to Papi to set the table. Good morning, Papi.
Hey, Mikey, good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much, Mikey. Thank you so much, Suzanne, for a wonderful show today, for putting everything together. And A+ as always. Thank you both so much. And yeah, Mikey, I was just thinking, I just saw the other day, a couple days ago, Andrew, who is the manager who helps with our social media, had posted an image, and it was from a young woman. I'm looking forward to talking to Madam Pamela, or the school teacher and guidance counselor from Freehold School in Kenya, and just to ask her. But this woman had a young woman was holding up a book, Manifesting You Can Imagine. She was reading it, like sitting like at her desk or in her living room or something like that. And I had never seen that picture before. So I know Madam Pamela said she was handing out some extra books that we had sent over into Kenya. So I would love to hear the story behind that, because she was very, very well pleased. This young woman, you could tell she was deep in thought, taking a look at the book and reading it. So we do continue to expand our footprint. So that's just wonderful. And I always start off with namaste. The spirit in me greets the spirit in you. I greet everyone today who's joining us within the sound of our voice. I always start off being as neutral as possible, as high as possible, and as neutral as possible. Anytime we ever mention universal intelligence, the universal subconscious mind, universal light, source power, source energy, we're just speaking from a pure spiritual perspective. We never talk about religion. We never give any suggestions or indications regarding religion. Every person that we meet has some thought in their mind regarding what they believe or believe not to be, individual entity, whatever it may be or not, that is the creator of all. So we never define that for anyone. We're coming to, and our goal is to remain as neutral as possible, coming from the highest point of spirituality. We always give gratitude for the wonderful day that it is that we're experiencing. I'm so happy and grateful now. Today is a magnificent day. I'm so happy and grateful now. We've all been given heaven on earth today to manifest and create anything we can imagine. We're here to further express, expand, increase, and grow. In plain English, we are here to create, and we can't create by ourselves. We are here to co-create with universal source energy and source power to manifest anything we can imagine to live our best lives. So it all starts with our thoughts. You live in a thought world within a perfect and infinite thought universe. You are a perfect and eternal spiritual being within a 3D body. You're having a limited 3D experience. So again, I talk a lot about my book. This is to bring Think and Grow Rich from 100 years ago up to current status. This is what I coach off of. This is what I teach off of first and foremost. This is what I coach off of. Manifest anything you can imagine. As Mikey said, please follow us, like us, share us, subscribe with us on social media to help us to get this word out. I recommend reading and or listening to at least one page every day. I often do. I listened for a couple chapters this morning, getting ready this morning, just so you're getting positive information. There's a lot coming at you that's negative that you need to cancel, reject, and refuse to participate, to flip the script on what's coming at you. So stay in as positive of a mental outlook as you can throughout the day. My one before we get started, Mike, I just want to share with our audience just thoughts that I have that aren't in any formal section of our presentation since our last workshop webinar, since our last show. And throughout the day, when you start off, as I've talked to you before about winning your morning and winning your day, I'm not going to go through that right now. But as you go through your day, you've got your three most important tasks. It may be 4 or 5, but you have different tasks throughout the day. And I even call those mini tasks. And it can even be driving your car from home to work, or from work for an errand, from home for an errand, whatever it is. And in these moments, I ask for you to always consider when you're in a different vibration. So if you're getting ready to send an email to a client, that's a little bit different than sending an email to a prospective client. That's a little bit different than sending an email to a friend or a loved one. So as you go through these different phases throughout the day, and they could be your tasks, but also these sort of mini tasks in between, never lose an opportunity to set your intention. You have so much power within you, and just within even 30 short seconds, it may take less than that. Set your intention. You're leaving the office, or you're leaving your home to go and drive and pick something up. You're setting your intention that you have a wonderful, safe drive from the time you step a foot outside of your residence until you step a foot back inside of your residence. And you want to enjoy that drive. You want to cohabitate well with your fellow brothers and sisters on the highway. You want everyone to be in flow and arrive safely. You want to have a great interaction for whatever that errand is that you're running. You want to have a great interaction with the people and the dialogue and the exchange. You want to have positive energy. So you just put that intention out to the universe. You can't be bashful. One of the number one rules, Mikey, we talk about all the time is you have to ask. You have unlimited resources. All power and all knowledge of all time is right in front of you, but you have to ask. So you set your intention. And then what do you hear me talk about a lot? Give gratitude for it immediately. The universe absolutely loves it when you give gratitude for something that has not physically been delivered to you yet. This is all about the power of your mind and your mindset and how powerful your thoughts are. Everything on earth is created twice. First in your mind with a thought, and then second with your actions. The physical object back of it is completed. So this is how powerful this is. Set that intention with your thoughts and with your mind, and give gratitude for it. That I'm so grateful I had the most wonderful trip to wherever you were going, whether business or personal. The wonderful trip. I met the most wonderful people. I arrived safely. I returned safely. It was wonderful. And then just think about this as you go through your day. Your radar is up all the time, Mikey, for looking for what you want. You want to look for what you want all throughout the day. And when I talk to our fellow brothers and sisters, Mikey, that's one of the initial points of contention with them. I'm like, Papi, I don't know what I want. And I'll say, well, I can't help you until you know what you want. And they'll say, Papi, I don't know what I want. And I'll ask them, well, how are you going to know what to ask for if you don't know what you want? So instead of making this, getting all gummed up over and everything, just start thinking about these little wants throughout the day. I want to arrive safely. I want to return safely. I want my interaction engagement for this business or personal event to be pleasant, to be successful. Ask for this and give gratitude, and then just let the universe know how much you want this. And the gratitude with the universe on the belief side is the same as our acceptance and our expectation on our faith side of ourselves. So that's that hand in glove I talk about all the time. So you set your intention, you're grateful for it. And then I just literally go want and expect. I want it and I expect it. I want it and I expect it. I want it and I expect it. Let the universe know. Just 4 little reminders. IGWE, your intention, give gratitude, state your want that you want it, and state that you've got an expectation for it. That's the assumption I talk about in my 15 key ingredients, and watch it be delivered unto you. But just these little baby steps throughout the day to help you to be able to manifest anything you can imagine, and just watch these smaller events in your life that used to go haywire or go sideways or didn't go well. And some of these things wouldn't go so well that you were shying away from even doing them. Watch them start to fall into your lap, and watch you start to become more successful, and watch them go off without a hitch every single time by you setting your intention, giving gratitude, wanting it, and expecting it. Thank you,
That's
Mikey.
very No, that's really important to update your, intention throughout the day, and just to break it down in those little steps like that just makes it so much easier for all of us just to remind ourselves. And another thing that you can do, to reset your intention and to refocus is to sign up for Pappy's emails every week. He sends 2 concepts to live by, reminding us that repetition is our key to manifesting. And with so much negativity around some of us, it's so important that we are provided with these positive messages by Pappy. Pappy, what concepts to live by would you like to share with us this morning?
Well, thank you, Mikey, for queuing this up. The first one, again, it seems like you're always queuing up really, really big ones. So the first one is thought universe, and the key concepts to live by. And I just remind our fellow brothers and sisters, Mikey, like not to be overwhelmed with anything. This is all about a manifesting lifestyle, manifesting the law of attraction lifestyle. And you're just getting rid of 1 or 2 bad habits a day and putting 1 or 2 good habits in, or just getting rid of 1 bad habit every day and putting in another good one, getting rid of 1 bad habit every other day and putting in 1 good habit. So this is just all about a lifestyle. Don't ever put undue pressure on yourself that you have to memorize something. When you get comfortable and you understand that it's always only you versus you. This is just you versus you. You are your only problem and you are your only solution. The universe would never do anything to you. The universe only does things for you. In every problem and every challenge lies the solution and the answer, I guarantee you. So we think about this, the thought universe, Mikey. I just think about, I am so happy and grateful now that we live in a perfect world within a perfect and infinite thought universe. So not even our lives, not just our own individual lives, are dominated by our thoughts, and everything that we have in our life, we've drawn into our thoughts through the law of attraction. Like attracts like. If we've got good emotions, we're drawing in good things. If we're putting out bad emotions, we're drawing in bad things. And just not ourselves. And what I say about the thought universe, Mikey, what I said was all operating under the perfect and infinite universal laws. An example I use here all the time is I don't know anyone who can handwrite out the equation for the law of gravity that we enjoy here on planet Earth, that works for us on planet Earth. I don't know anyone who knows that from a statistical perspective, mathematical, physics, however you want to phrase it, but it's there. It's omnipresent. It's ubiquitous, 24/7, every second of every minute. It operates on it. So whether you know it exists, whether you know gravity exists, it exists. Whether you understand how gravity works, doesn't matter. It works. It's the same thing with these universal laws. The law of energy, the law of divine oneness, the law of cause and effect, also known as the law of karma, the law of vibration, most importantly, the law of attraction, the law of increase, the law of proactive creation, the law of gratitude, all of these laws that determine everything that you've drawn into your life all operate within this perfect and infinite thought universe. So again, everything. Take a look at the biggest geniuses of all time. Go and look at Albert Einstein, Nikola Tesla, Sir Isaac Newton, Thomas Edison, scientists, physicists, quantum physicists. Take a look at them, and they all get back to the same thing every time. They're talking about energy, vibration, frequencies. We live in a thought world within a thought universe. This universe is non-linguistic, non-verbal, is the communication of the universe. I think all the time, Mikey, and I don't want our listeners, Mikey, to quote me on this, but I believe it would take, I think, approximately 1 second traveling at the speed of light to get from Earth to the moon. 1 second. It would take approximately, I believe, 90 billion years. Don't quote me, but it's an astronomically large number. 90 billion years to travel from one end of our known universe to the other end of our known universe. 90 billion is beyond our comprehension. 90 billion, 9 billion, 900 million, 90 million, 9 million. Just keep on going down. Even if it was 9 years, if it was 9 months, it would be beyond our comprehension, traveling at the speed of light whenever the moon is 1 second away. This universe is beyond our comprehension. It is, as I've said before, that one little strand is all we can understand of the entire universe of an entire full-length women's winter coat. So don't try to figure it out. Don't try to understand it. If you reach into your subconscious mind, which has access to all knowledge and all power of all time, this will come through you, and it will come through you, and you will be able to raise your level of consciousness over and over. So I just ask you, open up and just open up to the fact that you live in a thought world within a perfect and infinite thought universe. The second one, Mikey, I see we sort of went back to back. The second one, and I'll just do two today. Concepts to live by we sent out was thought world. So I've been talking a lot about that. So we'll check those both off for today. But again, we live in a thought world within a perfect and infinite thought universe. Everything in my life, all of your lives, everything that we have was drawn into it. Other people, resources, experiences, whatever it is, we've drawn into it by our thoughts. That's how much power we're given. We're given this power. We have creative power that resides within us. All 8 billion plus of our fellow brothers and sisters have been given creative power. That's what we came here with, to be able to manifest anything we can imagine. So we came here to practice, so to speak. Well, we came here to elevate our game, to purify our spirits, and practice on managing energy, for lack of a better word. So our thoughts direct energy. Our thoughts are energy. Even whenever you have a thought, you've sort of, in plain English, corralled energy. And now you're moving that energy. Where are you going to move it to? You're going to move it towards good. You're going to move it towards bad. Just think of yourself as a broadcasting tower. As I talk all the time about about your cell phone, are you going to hold it as high as you can? Or are you going to hold it as low as you can under your feet? I'm just thinking, Mikey, I got a phone call from, I won't mention her name, but from a pastor who I'm working with, from a woman down in Florida who was born and raised in Mississippi in abject poverty. Mississippi is one of the most challenged states in the United States economically for individuals. And there are some areas, some pockets, so to speak, in Mississippi that are even worse than others. And she's working on things there. And she called me up the other day. It came through me maybe 6 months ago, 9 months ago. I can't remember when it was. I don't even think, maybe a year ago at the most, but reach out to Morgan Freeman. That came through me. And I talked to a number of people about it. And what did I get, Mikey, from everybody? PJ, Papi, what's wrong with you? How are you going to reach out to him? He'll never talk to you. So again, I don't know. I haven't got a direct contact with Morgan Freeman yet, but she calls me out of a clear blue sky, Mikey, a Sunday afternoon. Says, Pappy, I know we've been working on this, and she's been working on this with me. It's a real long story. She came into my life through what I manifest and vice versa, because her goal of helping her fellow brothers and sisters is the same as mine, and we're working together in certain areas. And she says, this person knows that person, knows the other person, knows the other person. She says, I'm down in Mississippi right now. Morgan Freeman's in a certain place. This gentleman who went to high school with my husband, or whatever it was, says he can get me in front of Morgan Freeman while I'm down here. So stay tuned. But when you see how the universe works, you don't try to figure this out. Like, our conscious mind accomplishes 5% of what we accomplish. I call that our stinking thinking. Again, I refer to Dolores Cannon. She called her conscious mind Mr. Stupid. Everything, 95% of what you accomplish will be accomplished through the power of your subconscious mind. And that is all through the power of thought. You use your imagination, you're creating ideas, and you have a thought. And then you want to hone in and focus in on a thought and make that your want. And if you want it bad enough, that's the beginning of your goal. If you want it bad enough, then it turns into a desire. And now it's down in the rich treasure of your subconscious mind. If you want it bad enough, vibrations will come out of you, out of your subconscious mind, out of your body. These vibrations are on frequencies, and that's like holding your cell phone as high as you can above your head, or putting it down on the floor, making that phone call. That's what you'll attract: wonderful high solutions, answers, people, experiences. If you want to hold it up real high, if you've got it down real low at a very low vibration and a bad emotion coming out of you, you're going to attract the exact opposite. So again, we live, thank goodness, we live in a perfect and infinite thought world within a perfect and infinite thought universe. So thank you, Mikey. Those are two really big topics today on concepts to live by, but thank you so much for setting those up for me.
They definitely are big topics, and it's hard to understand sometimes because they're so abstract, because, you think about like thought world, then you throw out these numbers and stuff, and it can get overwhelming. And so it's nice that you are able to break them down for us and make them in, like, just describe them as like just using your cell phone. Like, you simplify everything, and that's what makes it so easy for us to all believe that, yeah, we can manifest everything because the universe is perfect and willing to give us anything that we want. And the great thing about you is that's a great coaching technique too. Just breaking things down, laying the groundwork down, and getting out there and doing these things. And so that brings us to the part of our show where you talk about the manifesting the law of attraction and your great coaching tip. And what coaching tip do you have for us today, Pappy?
Yeah, Mikey, and I get people to say this to me all the time. I'm just, you do wonderful segues from one topic to the next. So thank you so much for being so good at what you do. And and people say, Pep, it's like a pep talk. Yes, it is I'm a human pep talk. That's what it is. I mean, I'm a human pep talk. It's if you understand the wonder and the glory and how much you're loved and how much is in front of you and that you can accomplish anything. You can accomplish anything. You will not attract health if all you're thinking about is illness. You just won't. You won't attract if you want to be more than ideal weight or as far as how you look, what you would consider to be beautiful, you won't attract that if you're sending out if all you think about is, let's say, that you're overweight and or you're not attractive, you will not be able to. But the good news is you can attract anything into your life. If you think about it, you set those intentions like we talked about earlier, Mikey, give gratitude, want it, and tell the universe, I expect this. I expect it. And I love the one that you queued up for today, Mikey, for the manifest coaching tip. And Mikey and I were talking the other day, and this is another one too, Mikey, as far as whenever we talk about what you attract into your life, the law of attraction. So Mikey and I have been talking when she does the prep for the show, and she'll say, hey, Pap, I ran into another one of these things. I like to show it to you. Hey, this is really cool. Hey, this is really neat. Hey, this is really uplifting. And I just said, Mikey, when you're on that frequency, you see how much more is coming to you. And she just sometimes gets a little deluge of this wonderful information. So I was working at one of the videos the other day, and the guy said something like, I just said, happy Pappy. I said, we'll just go with that. I said, we love happy around here. So we love happy. And this is such a nice one that Mikey found. So it's called Glimmer versus Trigger. So again, we're talking about two concepts, and I think most of our audience would have has heard of the word trigger before, and this is a little bit different introduction to the word glimmer. So recently I learned about a term called a glimmer, quote unquote. A glimmer is the opposite of a trigger, and I love this term, which is attributed, unfortunately, to an unknown author. So Mikey, I give you the credit on this. You found this one. Again, it was attributed to an unknown author, but if you don't mind reading to us, Mikey, what this unknown author's definition was of a glimmer.
Or absolutely. I love this one. It says, glimmers are those moments in your day that make you feel joy, happiness, peace, or gratitude. Once you train your brain to be on the lookout for glimmers, these tiny moments will appear more and more. I love that. So
That's just so beautiful. I love it when you shared it with me. And it was like, and it was funny, Mikey. It was exactly what you and I were talking about. These tiny moments will appear more and more. That's what had been happening. Okay, Pappy, I found another one. I saw something else. And if we think about this, why this is so powerful, and I appreciate you, Mikey, finding this, is that we as human beings, I reiterate all the time how powerful your thoughts are. That's what drives everything. You control your own life through your thoughts. And what do we know about your thoughts? You can only have one thought in your mind at a time. Up to 60,000 thoughts go through the average human being's mind every day. And if it's not 60,000, Mikey, it's maybe 50,000, 40,000, 30. Heck, I think 10,000 thoughts is a lot of thoughts, but there's an enormous amount of thoughts that go through our mind every day. And I remind all our fellow brothers and sisters, only you control that, and or only you should control that. So we hear our fellow brothers and sisters say, I was triggered this, triggered that. When somebody says the word pickle, I get triggered. When someone says the word motorcycle, I get triggered. Whatever it is, you need to be beyond extraordinarily careful. You're giving up all of your power and all power of all time if you let someone trigger you. And I hear people speaking to this, Mikey, almost like it's a badge of honor as far as what triggers them. This is the most powerful force in the universe. You've been given creative power, and it all starts with your thoughts. Only you can control your thoughts. Only you should control your thoughts. So we want to eliminate that word. And I love it's why Mikey found this one here, the opposite, because like we're in a happy zone here. We love happy around here. Happy mindset coach. We love it. And I know Mikey read it to you, Mike, but I'd love to read it again because I've read this thing so many times since you shared it with me. The glimmers are those moments in your day that make you feel joy, happiness, peace, or gratitude. Once you train your brain to be on the lookout for glimmers, these tiny moments will appear more and more. So you're looking for, it's the antithesis, the alter ego, whatever have you, of the word trigger. This is where I'd love to get your mindset, where you're looking for glimmers, like a little sparkle. We talk about your perfect spiritual spark, these little glimmers that you see. Oh, that makes me think of something. And the universe reminds us, Mikey, when we're in a good vibration, we're getting messages from our higher self all throughout our day. Very simply, like it's like a binary situation. Like the light switch is on or the light switch is off. If you're feeling good emotions versus bad emotions, you're feeling good emotions, your higher self is telling you, stay in this zone. This is where you're supposed to be. Follow this. If you get even the tiniest positive thing that comes into your vision, one of these things, these tiny moments will appear more and more. One tiny one, but the universe says to be careful because it's this momentum and it just takes off real quick. You have something positive that comes in. Now, your next most likely occurrence is something else positive coming into your mind and your mindset, and then something else positive. Now, the flip side is if you get a tiny little negative thing that comes in, the next highest probability of what you're going to attract is something else negative, and it's a little bit bigger, and then something else negative. So you control this. No one else controls the thoughts in your minds. Use this power wisely. Protect your subconscious mind at all costs. Rejecting, canceling, refusing to participate. Never give up your heaven on earth. Never, ever, ever. Just say no to it. Just say no or nope. As soon as it comes at you, you don't want to think about these negative things coming at you. You just put up your wall. Nope, nope. Don't even look at it. Because if you start thinking about it, then you're going to add to it. So you just put up the stop sign. Just say no or nope. But I love these glimmers, these moments in your day that make you feel joy, happiness, peace, or gratitude. And once you train your brain to be on the lookout for these glimmers, these tiny moments will appear more and more. So that's just so uplifting, Mikey. And I thank you so much for your research and finding that and sharing that with all of us today. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. And I love that too. Like, it's so funny because everyone says you're trigger happy. Like, that's almost an oxymoron, right? Like, you should really be glimmer happy. So, and it should come, instead of it coming with like a trigger warning, it should come with a glimmer warning your day, and I just want to share like a good thing that I added to my daily ritual is I started looking for, and it's funny that you bring this up because you talk about intentions this morning. And I said, when I found this quote, I decided that I'm going to have like a glimmer intention, that I'm going to try to find three glimmers before I even come to work. And it's so easy once you start looking for them because they're so simple that like it could be a simple, like a random hug from my teenager or how happy my dog is in the morning to see me. These are all glimmers that
Yeah.
people see even before they get out of their house in the morning. So I just love that idea because it's so simple to do. And you can do it with your gratitude journal in the morning. You can do it in the evening. You write your glimmers that you saw during the day. And another thing, that you write down is your affirmations. And just make this all part of your daily ritual. And you're going to be surprised. Like you said to me it might have even been on your social media. Like once you reach that higher level of consciousness, you're going to find a lot more of these glimmers. They're not coincidences. So I think that was on your social media. But anyway, you did mention your affirmations, and you always begin your affirmations with, I am so happy and grateful now that. What would you like to share with us today, Pappy?
Yes, and affirmations, Mikey. And yeah, I recommend 333. Write these out 3 times per day. Now, this is on your big, I tell you, with your 10x goal, your faith goal, your big one, just to focus on just one big 10x goal, just one, have laser focus on that. But then we have our regular tasks throughout the day. And I say TMIT, TMIT. Typically, there's 3 of those. And even today, Mikey, we went another layer deeper on these mini tasks. And what's great about those mini tasks, Mikey, we talked about earlier, I don't think I mentioned it, was as we're setting our intention for safe travel to and from a location, and we're setting our intention to have a great experience and interaction when we're at that location. It could just be onto the dry cleaners. It could be for 5 minutes. You are preparing your future. This isn't just like a one and done. You're preparing into the future. It's like putting money in the bank, so to speak. So if you say, hey, I'm having like a little bit of a rough day in the future, I'm not at my high level. Hey, you know what? You put so much money in the bank. You've got so much momentum going on this for driving safely, for arriving safely, for having great interactions, for drawing good people into your life, etc., having great feedback. Even though you're a little bit off today, you've put so much money into the bank, so many great deposits, paid this forward. Don't even worry about it. So I just want to remind all of our audience listeners, Mikey, that it's not just right now and it evaporates. You are preparing wonderfully into your future for success. So I recommend writing out your affirmations 3 times a day. Universe is Pappy. We think it's reasonable that it's nice to reach out and communicate 3 times a day, once in the morning, once in the afternoon, once in the evening. And again, we never ever get hung up on these things. I have to do this. I must do this. You'll just get in a natural flow just in your manifesting lifestyle. Once you start to get rid of these bad habits, even just a handful of them, put another handful of good habits in. I heard you say, Mikey, we were just talking there about your daily ritual. That's exactly what I'm talking about. At some point in the past, if I was talking with you or anybody was talking to you, you wouldn't say, oh, I've got this daily ritual and I mean, all these positive things you're doing, and just look at these other positive aspects, people, experiences, resources, all these wonderful things that get drawn into our life. So one of my favorite affirmations is, and I shared this one, Mikey, we'll be sharing this with the audience, that Kendall, who I work with, he said, Pappy, I love this one so much. He said, I'm going to work with you on a video for your social media to build around this affirmation. And I didn't notice, Mikey, we picked this out, which is really, and as we know, there's no coincidences in the universe. So it's all divine synchronicity, divine orchestration. But Kendall, who I work with, who does some video work for me, Pappy, I just love this one. I love to do a video around this. And he's put together such a great video. And it's amazing that when you work with another artist, and it's sort of like when you layer something. So we've got wonderful thoughts here, wonderful language, but when he puts wonderful videos attached to wonderful images, and then wonderful music on top of that, just layers this wonderfulness on top of each other, and just gets you in such a great high vibration, high frequency. So this is a real short one. I think it's just so powerful. I am so happy and grateful now that I treat every person I meet as though they're the most important person on earth, starting with myself every single morning. Just how powerful this is. Just start going through your day. And I talked about in that video that we did, Mikey. It was just really a compilation of this affirmation and 2 or 3 that are related to it. Treat every person you meet as if they're the most important person on earth. Just start to do that. Never forget, starting with yourself every single morning. Start with yourself. You can't send double binding messages out to the universe asking for these great things when you don't feel that way in your own heart of hearts. You have all knowledge and all power of all time. You've been given true creative power, perfect spirit, perfect spiritual day, perfect spiritual spark. You can do this. You are very, very, very special. My arms can't go wide enough to express how much ability you think you have versus how much ability you truly have. My arms can't go that wide for how you're underestimating yourself, for how much ability you have, how special you are, and how powerful you are. So you start with these affirmations. If you want more people to say hello to you, I hear people say, it seems like people, Pappy. If you want more people to say hello to you, say hi to them first. You'll be amazed going to get a cup of coffee. If you start to say hello to your fellow brothers and sisters, out of 10, you're going to get 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe even 10 saying hello to you who never would have said hello to you otherwise. So go ahead and say hi to them first. If you want people to shake your hand, if you want people to engage in conversation, whatever else it is, don't put out the negative vibration. Don't put out the negative energy. Set your intention. What is it? What's important to you? And by this one, Mike, it is so powerful, this affirmation, with you treating every person you meet as if they're the most important person on earth. What is one thing, Mikey, that's a flaw for a lot of our fellow brothers and sisters? They sort of pick and choose how they're going to act to our fellow brothers and sisters. I think this person's real important. I'm going to act a certain way towards them. This person over here, I don't think they're not that important. I'm not going to give them the time of day. That's what you've attracted into your life. That's why you have what you have right now. So again, treat every person you meet as if they're the most important person on earth, starting with yourself every single morning. So thank you, Mikey. That was a great one you picked out for today.
That is great. That is a powerful one. And I do want to say that I have seen you treat everyone like that. You know, whether it's the shopping cart attendant, the dishwasher at the restaurant, you always make them feel important and special. And just to see their look, I mean, anyone could do it. Just to see their look on their face is priceless. Like, who doesn't want to feel special? Who doesn't want to feel like they're the most important person on earth? And I think that is so great. And it's just like, when you talk about Miss Pamela's class, when you told those students who probably never heard it before that they are very, very, very special, like their faces lit up because that extra very really makes a big difference in someone's life. I mean, who doesn't want to feel special and important? And I think that's such a powerful affirmation. So now we're at the speed manifest dating question. And if you have a question for Papi, you can submit your question on the website by clicking the Ask Papi link at the top. And today's question is, for me to be able to manifest, is it more of a cookie cutter approach or personalized?
Yes, Mikey, before I go into that, one of your special skills you have, again, is opening up these wonderful topics. And I just remind our fellow brothers and sisters, just expanding on some of the statements you just made, Mikey, is that if you can, I mean, some people, we don't have, you never want to be in a mindset of scarcity, but they may not have as much money as others, what have you, right now. But just think about when you run into somebody, if you were to give them a gratuity, give a gratuity, a tip to, it could be $1, $5, whatever it is, but give it to the person who's out in the middle of that, of your grocery store that you go to every week or every other week, who's out there rodeo rounding up those shopping carts that are out in the driveway. And give it to the person who's like carrying your baggage or something from somewhere else. Give it to the person who's not the server, or maybe not even a server's assistant, but they're that busker or busboy, the bus person walking around the dining room with that big tray, cleaning up all the plates. And they've been to your table sometimes more than the server or the assistant server has been to your table in a restaurant. And give them a gratuity. And even if it's $1, and it's not about the gratuity $1, but you look your fellow brothers or sisters in the eye, you look them right directly in the eye and say, I want to thank you. I appreciate you. I just want to let you know how much I appreciate you and how good I think you are at what you do. I'm telling you, Mikey, we push this lot. This is all about love, the entire universe. It's about us all getting along. We are here first and foremost to help our fellow brothers and sisters. And in helping our fellow brothers and sisters, we of course help ourselves. It's just wonderful, this wonderful symbiotic relationship that just improves. So look for opportunities to improve the lives of your fellow brothers and sisters. Let them know how important you think they are. Catch them doing something good, because they're thinking, Mikey, I'm just out here getting these shopping carts. I'm just in this place just changing oil and this thing where you're in there for 10 or 15 minutes and that's it. I'm just busting these tables from these dirty dishes from your table. Look your fellow brother and sister in the eye and tell them how grateful you are for them. Thank them. Let you know how much you appreciate them and how good that you think they are at what they do. So we get to the questions, Mikey. Thank you so much for reminding me of that one. So the first one you have up for today is to be able to manifest it more of a cookie cutter approach or personalized. This is as highly personalized as anything that there is on earth, Mikey. And I've got my 15 key ingredients I'm going through right now. Nick has been on me in a good way. Papi, you got to get this jumpstart thing. You got to get this jumpstart. So I'm working on, Mikey, for example, 28-day jumpstart to manifest anything you can imagine. And this is in very specific coaching tips that I'm working on. And I tell everyone, Mikey, that I'm going to have 28 coaching tips for 28 straight days. Only 3 or 4 of those may resonate with you. And that's wonderful. If there's 3 or 4 apples and those apples resonate with you, that's wonderful. A fellow brother or sister or maybe look at that and say, I love these 3 or 4 pears or these 2 pears or 5 pears, whatever it is. I love these 4 bananas, whatever it is in there. We all have had different experiences. We look at things differently. We are all more unique than you can ever imagine. So it is a highly customized approach. But where it gets a little bit mixed up here, Mikey, and this is a great question you have for today, is we at least have to start off building a base and building a foundation. So when you learn to do anything, if you were learning to be an electrician, if you were learning to be a plumber, if you were learning to be an auto mechanic, if you're learning to be a carpenter, I mean, it could be anything, a real estate agent, an accountant, an attorney, you learn the basics first. And you build that base and that foundation. You don't come in. No one's would be a good trainer, a good teacher if they started showing you something that was exotic or fancy or rare that happens once every 5 or 10 years. The first week they're training on anything. So we train all the basic building blocks first because these are core and fundamental to everything. And as I said, read at least one page, multiple pages, listen to at least one page. Ideally, if you're listening, listen to multiple pages of my book every day and get this great high vibration going, and you will start to find your zone. As we said, Mike, you said earlier, you have a lot of success with your manifesting, with your gratitude journal. Some of our fellow brothers and sisters are, Papi, I love your book. I just love the physical book. I love it, the feel, the touch, holding it. That's how I take in my information the best. I've had a couple people reach out to me. In fact, one was a family member just last week says, "Pappy, I want your book. I mean, is it available, audio?" I says, "Yes, on Audible, you can download my book on Audible." They're like, "Because I don't like buying books. I don't like physical books. I'm not into that. But with my schedule, when I'm driving and this and that and the third, whatever, I love listening to books." So that's wonderful. There's another gentleman I was talking to a couple weeks ago, Mikey. He said the best way that he intakes information is he has a physical book in front of him and he's looking at it and he has the audio on from Audible, the audio book, and he has the audio and he's reading it as that goes. That's how he takes it in. Other people we've spoken to say they like to read a book and read it out loud, Mikey. They say reading it out loud and projecting that allows them to bring more in. So it's just so we never get confused. I'm teaching you all of the basic building blocks. I don't know which ones you're going to gravitate more towards. So I teach all the fundamental basic building blocks. And after you're doing this for a number of months or maybe a year, especially, you'll start to gravitate towards, hey, I'm more comfortable with number 1, number 5, and number 7, so to speak. Or I'm more comfortable with number 2, number 8, number 15, whatever it is. But the basic building blocks are common to all of us. So in order to be able to manifest, and it's not as complicated as people make it out to be, it all starts with your thoughts. You live in a perfect and infinite, you live in a perfect and infinite thought universe. You live in a thought world within a perfect and infinite thought universe. It all starts with your thoughts. So protect those with your life, protect your subconscious mind with your life, and don't overthink it. Just let this come to you. And as you said, Mikey, what you're looking for with those glimmers, the more glimmers once you found the first one, oh, there's other ones popping up. Once they start looking for them, there's even more that are popping up. So our fellow brothers and sisters will find this in their manifesting the law of attraction process, that once you start to get some positive momentum build up using these basic building blocks, you'll find areas that you're more comfortable with. And as I said, always use the number one I call it the harmony barometer, this harmony barometer inside of you. And it's like, it's light or dark. It's a light switch, yes or no, up or down. That is your good emotions or your bad emotions. As you're working through this, we'll put you in a good place. We'll put you in a good emotion. Maybe it's going for a walk out in nature 2 or 3 times in a week. That's when you're most in your zone, in your flow, in your harmony, in alignment. Maybe it's when you're exercising. Maybe it's when you're journaling. Maybe it's when you're meditating. Maybe it's when you like cooking or baking, just getting in a certain zone. I told you, Mike, there's one woman that I know says, "Pappy, I got the cleanest floors on earth because I get in my zone when I'm cleaning and running my vacuum, my vacuum cleaner, my sweeper." And she just gets in that zone and she's in her harmony and her alignment, her flow, and she's open up and it's coming through. And she's just in a wonderful state, very high elevation, a very high level of consciousness. So again, follow with us. Don't overthink it. I keep on presenting you with the basic building blocks, but yes, it is very highly personalized for you to have the most success. There's no right or wrong technique. It's the one that works for you. As Bob Proctor said to me, I'll never forget, Mike, he said, "Pappy, people do this a lot of different ways. So there are a lot of different ways. We're all extraordinarily unique. And don't ever think you're doing it the wrong way. If it's working for you and you're in a good vibration when you're working on manifesting anything you can imagine." So when you found that glimmer, Mikey, that puts you in a very high vibration. That puts you in a great mental state. That was sending out great vibration, great frequencies. That's your answer right there from your higher self. Yeah, Mikey, you're in a great place here. Look for more of this. Continue on this pathway.
Right. So your book, Manifest Anything You Can Imagine, is sort of like a recipe book. So you even include like the 15 key ingredients, and you just kind of tweak the recipe as to how you want it to taste,
Yes,
as
for each
one way to
individual.
look at it. So,
Yeah.
but one thing about your book and your Audible book is that you do lay the foundation for us. And the foundation is is that I like a lot are the quotes at the beginning of each chapter. And I know you picked out a quote for us today. What quote would you like to share with us today, Pappy?
Yeah, the quote today was, sometimes we get real deep into this, and I just like to start off with, this is in the very beginning of my book in the preface, and it's short and sweet, but it just delivers so much energy. And I start off every show with, "The spirit in me greets the spirit in you." My message is one of hope, inspiration, abundance, and peace of mind. and that's a quote from myself, of course, Papi DiNuzzo, in the beginning of the book. I did and it's funny, Mike, I did a presentation for a group, and they introduced me to another group. So I have a couple lined up with the University of Tampa, and it's in they have a really nice exclusive graduate business school there. The business school is really top notch, University of Tampa. And I was doing that. And then I got another one from a entrepreneurs. It's an international organization that wants me to speak there. And then someone else saw that one, me queued up, and they said that there's a university. It's a real big name. I don't want to mention it until I get it confirmed, but that's in the state of New Jersey. And they want me to come and give a presentation there. And someone look at it a little bit differently. They'll say, the power of positive thinking, the power of your mindset, but it keeps on falling very, very frequently under inspirational speaker is the category it falls under. So that's one of the 4 things the universe sent through me. My message is one of hope, inspiration, abundance, and peace of mind. So our message today, my goal for today, my intention for today, and Mikey's and Suzanne, was our intention that was set was to provide value to all of our fellow brothers and sisters, inspirational value to uplift you, to get you think a little bit different perspective so that you can manifest anything you can imagine. And again, our message from Papi Mindset Coach is a message of hope, inspiration, abundance, and peace of mind. So thank you so much for listening in today. Thank you, Mikey.
What a great quote. We've come full circle. We ended the show the way we started it, and that's the way you begin your book too. So I hope today's show was a glimmer for all of us. Thank you. And if you're new to Papi Mindset Coach, be sure that you're signed up on papimindsetcoach.com to receive Papi's free educational emails and get access to upcoming live events conducted by Papi to help you manifest the health, wealth, and happiness of your dreams. And please remember to subscribe, like, share, and follow Papi Mindset Coach on your favorite social media platform. Thank you very much.
Namaste. That's a wrap for this episode of Manifest Anything You Can Imagine podcast. Keep those dreams big and your mindset unstoppable. Take one step today toward the life you're manifesting, because you can create anything you imagine. If you can think it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. Visit papimindsetcoach.com for more resources, and follow us at Papi Mindset Coach on social platforms for daily inspiration. If you love this episode, share it with someone ready to transform their life. Until next time, stay focused, stay positive, and keep on manifesting your best life. See you soon.